Top 10 Biggest Issues Facing Humanity in the World. The world has so many issues to deal with. Humans are capable of learning from past experiences to create a better world for the future. Hence we have so many organizations now after several wars have been fought across the globe. Now let's dive in to discuss the top 10 biggest issues facing humanity in the world today. 10. Obesity. Obesity has become a global issue. The lack of physical fitness programs and extracurricular activities has resulted in serious problems that may have an impact on future health. Recently, the number of overweight and obese people around the world has surpassed 39% and 13%, respectively. The government's and even the media's efforts have begun to change the tide. Professional sports leagues, such as the National Football League, have established Play 60 programs that emphasize nutrition and exercise from an early age. 9. Discrimination. Discrimination can take many forms and involve a wide range of topics. It has recently gotten increasing attention as a result of new social movements. Wage disparities, income inequality, education wage premiums, and other issues have risen to the top of social movements' agendas. These movements have showed promise for change. The #MeToo campaign has resulted in the prosecution of some bosses. 8. Access to credit or loans. Lack of access to credit is one of the main reasons for poverty's persistence. It is difficult for developing countries to maintain economic growth without stable financial services. Access to credit has been shown in studies to increase economic prospects. 7. Health. Aside from malnutrition, statistics reveal that access to clean and inexpensive living conditions has lagged in the industrialized world. The average life expectancy in poor countries is 14 years lower than in developed countries. Overall health, on the other hand, has improved over time, thanks to organizations like the World Health Organization. 6. Food and water. Around the world, 1 out of every 9 people does not have access to clean water, and the same proportion is malnourished. However, the introduction of modern agricultural technology and more knowledge has helped the situation. Several organizations, including the World Health Organization, WHO, are working on the ground and through political clout to address the problem. 5. Education. While education has progressed greatly over the previous century, there is still much work to be done. Inequality between men and women in various places of the world has arisen as a major issue. According to the Malala Fund, 130 million girls throughout the world do not have adequate access to education, and the organization works to address this issue through activism. 4. Government accountability. Political scandals have caused widespread distrust of governments around the world. Only a third of Americans in the United States trust the government to do what is right, according to surveys. Advances in technology, as well as China's new monitoring strategy, aren't helping. Skepticism about such concerns has fueled the growth of social movements that have influenced legislation. 3. Political polarization. Political polarization has rocketed to all-time high across the globe. Over the last 2 decades, the percentage of Americans who express consistently conservative or liberal attitudes has increased from 10% to 21%. There is no big difference if we compare this against other countries. After more than 70 years of end-of-world wars, conservative mindsets seem to be on the rise all over the globe. This resulted in a much more polarized world. Polarization is impacting and launching attack on the democratic policies and organizations across the world. 2. Religious conflict and war. Wars have been fought in the name of various gods and goddesses since the dawn of religion. Religious aspects are still present in most violent conflicts today, and they are linked to ethno-national, interstate, economic, territorial, cultural, and other issues. The major issue for religious groups is to resolve existing religious conflicts and prevent new ones from arising. Soft power comes in many forms, including religion. Religions and governmental organizations can use or misuse it to further their goals to a greater extent. While terrorism is on the rise, the good news is that diplomacy and peace efforts around the world have reduced the frequency of civil wars and intrastate disputes. 1. Poverty. The fall of global poverty is one of the most significant achievements of humans, but the elimination of poverty still remains a long way to go. Some of you may be quite surprised to know that the majority of people on the planet are poor. 85% of the world's population lives on less than $30 per day, 2/3 on less than $10 per day, and 1/10 on less than $1.90 per day. Poverty has remained the biggest issue due to a lack of foreign aid, war, and political consideration. However, things have begun to improve in the recent 2 decades. The middle class has grown from 7% to 13% of the population. But still poverty remains the root cause of civil unrest, economic migration, political issues etc.